So in order to do that, basically, the first one is you have to break down the problem, break down the problems into small component. But how you want to break down? You have to categorize the problem. Normally, when you want to start solve the problem, you have to start solving to the most easiest way. When you have a problem, say, did somebody just coming? I noticed that somebody is coming to the class with. So the first one is breaking down. Then remember, when you want to break down the problem, please scrutinize the problem, and then please start to think the best way to solve the problem from the most easiest. Why I said the most easiest? Because when you can solve from the simplest and the most easiest one, it will motivate you to go forward more faster. So what happen if you try your best to start with the most hard one? If for normally for the most hard one, it require a more longer time, and then maybe you could not do alone. You need more discussions with other teams to complete the task. That's why sometimes it will lagging behind your decisions. That's why whatever problems that you came across, once you break down the problem, please start to the most easiest one, and then the second one is cat-woo. What is it, cat-woo? You must do the checklist about the problems and the possible solutions to go. All right. Last week I already asked you, I already teach you, right? We already been in class about few weeks. From the first week when I teach you on convergent and divergent thinking. So it means what? You need to be more creative in solving the problem by using both side of your brain, your right brain as well as the left brain, because both brain, they have different functions. So second one is do the checklist. That was, we called it as the cat-woo. Do the checklist. And then the third one is, we called it as the Kipling. See, you forgot the names. Fine, but first one, break down. Second one, do the checklist. The third one, we call them as the Kipling method. You have to ask yourself, uh, ask as many questions to get the answer. Say, how long to execute the problem, how, and then what when does the problem occur? You have to ask with WH question, or how, when, what, and why. Keep asking with simple type of question by putting a question like what, what, and then why, how, when. These are type of question, and these are type of question that basically will help you, especially what, and then actually what are you going to solve. All right. And then why do you need to solve in that manner, and or why does the problem happen at that particular time, and then how is the method. If you would like to solve the problem, you should come with the solutions with one possible method. All right. So is to answer the question how to answer, how to solve the problems. All right. So remember, the basic question what, why, and how, and then you can also ask something related to when. All right. What are the four? What are the four identifying methods? Positive and negative. I believe when you want to solve problem, please always positive thinking. Please ignore the negative thinking from your side. Okay, that's fine. You should last class also I asked you, you have to came out with the SWOT analysis, right? Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threat, and strength. SWOT and strength, weaknesses, threat, opportunities, and okay, and opportunities. Strength meaning your internal strength. Opportunities and threats, you are looking for your competitors. In the civil engineering industry, most probably, I used to repeat that you may working with the contractor, consultant, or the developer. So in all three basics entity of civil engineering, normally you do have competitors. Customer will go to you based on the value that you are offering, right? That is why, in order to speed up the possible solutions, you need to think it in a positive way. But you can never ignore the negative thinking. Say you got the project that that located at the area that prone to flash flood. Some area that are the I mean the water table or the ground level is very low, then they are prone to flash flood, is the sewerage system is not fully functions, right? So you could not deny on thinking on the negative. What happen if the flash flood happen during your construction? So you have to came out with the mitigations approach, how to minimize if the problem occurred. And then it's like you want to finish up one storyline. You must have the storyboard. Okay, the storyboard will itemize one by one how you want to start and what is the finishing line. So in the middle, what you should do. Storyboard normally being used in making the film, but basically if some people, they are visual people. They don't keen to speed up the thinking when you only write down. So in the storyboard, you can explore the story by using pictures. You can explore by using pictures, by using other things rather than writing. So do the storyboard and then reverse. Look at the problem backward. So after you finish everything, you have to reverse back how to solve the problem. So these are basically the basic step that you could apply whenever you came across any problem. But especially when I say any problem, especially during your working time later or you want to complete your final year project, you have a very specific timeline. Therefore, you have to chase the timeline because when you are working later, every single thing is money oriented, right? So you could not delay any works. So the first one in breakdown. Okay, look at the problem first. I straight away show the problem. An engineer is considered the brake assembly on a car. He first look at the whole system from many angles and watch it work. Then he takes it apart carefully, looking at how the calipers and brace discs interact, how the cylinder, and in doing so, he noticed how the rubber gator is stretched at the extreme ends of the piston travel. Focusing, he continues to break down part of the gators at the end, the full and so on. Doing some experiment, he find the gator folds spill after a while. This is why the brake is not working right. So in this question, in this problem, basically how to break down the idea. So before you break down the idea, normally you have to look through the problem. During your really work as a civil engineer letter, when you want to break down the problem, you have to read first the executive summary that being given by your superior. Normally, each project they do have the executive summary or the abstract into your final year project. We name it as an abstract. So look at the executive summary of your work through the executive summary. So it's more easier for you to breaking down the ideas, right? Breaking down the ideas in identifying the overall problems. So because maybe this example is not suitable to you, that's fine. This is more related to mechanical work, which relate to the cars, right? So the first one, bound the problem, meaning you have to understand well the problem and then break down the problems one by one. See, look at the example. First, they look at the rubber gator. Then when he tried to look at the gator, also he could not find out what is the problematic part. So when he could not find out, so he tried to what? He tried to break down the parts. So because basically that was the braking system, right? If you see that the brake is not function, so you have to disassemble the brake part. Example, example. When you complete the project as a civil engineer, after the project completed, so what normally your clients will be given certain time period to issue a complaint to you, especially on the finishing of the project. If the client notice maybe there are hole, there are cracking. So example, your clients complaining there are certain cracking on certain beam or wall. So as an engineer, when you receive the message, so you have to monitor first whether that cracking is a major cracking or the minor one, because if that was the major one, you could not take the plaster and then you could not ask your ground workers, your Indonesian or Bangladesh to just plastering. No, you as an engineer, when you go to the site, what you need to do is you have to mark with marker or what the cracking part. Ambil marker, biasanya sebagai engineer, you go to the site. Normally your client will give you pictures when is the part of the cracking. So you have to, once you reach the site, you have to look at the building and which part that he or she is complaining. So you have to mark the cracking. If the cracking is the major cracking, so it will develop enlargement, bigger and different. So you will see the cracking mode. But at first, you have to mark first. When you mark, you will see how does the marking line move. Okay, you tandakan